Today, we're putting Neymar's age in reverse, which means he'll be starting as a 33-year-old at Santos before moving to Barcelona, PSG, Al Hilal, and finishing the video back at Santos, where we'll be answering one simple question. Will Neymar have a better career in this alternate reality? So with all that being said, we're starting in the 2008-2009 season, where Neymar is now a 33-year-old veteran instead of a 17-year-old wonder kid. But despite being older and perhaps a little slower, it wouldn't change the fact that Neymar is still miles better than anyone in the league, almost averaging a goal per game in what would eventually be a title-winning campaign. However, because we have more important years ahead of us, we're going to fast forward a few years to the 2013-2014 season, where Neymar would be leaving Santos with a total of 3 Copa Libertadores to join Barcelona at the age of 28. Meaning that in this reality, Neymar is currently in his prime years, and in his first season with the club, he would score 39 goals and 14 assists, which is significantly more than Messi, who's having a poor season to his standards. We'll have to see if it's a one-off or the beginning of a trend, but either way, despite Neymar's good individual campaign, it wouldn't translate into domestic titles, as those would be headed to Real Madrid. However, in order to complete the treble, they'll have to win the Champions League final against a very familiar team.
Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 gol.
Iniesta. Neymar onside. 2-0. Neymar doubles Barcelona's advantage, and it's a huge road back for redemption now for Real Madrid.
It's not the ideal start for Real Madrid, but it's hard to count them out just yet. Victor Valdez clears the ball down the middle. Header will be won by Albiol, who lays it off to Ozil. What could Real Madrid do here? Benzema has options down the middle to Bale. He gets it to Bale. Bale, shot taken, and he beats Victor Valdez. Real Madrid cut the lead to 1. Less than 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Cristiano Ronaldo. Very hard to imagine a Real Madrid comeback without him being involved in some way, shape, or form. Gives the ball to Ramos. Can Real Madrid do something? Sergio Ramos finds Benzema with a beautiful through ball, and a 2-goal deficit has been erased just like that. After erasing a 2-goal deficit, the momentum would shift towards Real Madrid's favor. However, after failing to take advantage of said momentum, the inevitable would unfortunately happen. Barcelona regained possession of the ball. Busquets to Messi! Finds the back of the net and gives Barcelona the lead once again. So in the end, Barcelona managed to hang on, and not only have they salvaged their season, but spoiled Real Madrid's treble dreams in the process. However, it's now time to move towards international football, where Brazil are the host nation for this year's World Cup. And if you are a fan of Brazil, you're hoping that history doesn't repeat itself.
It's a disaster day for Brazilian football, because Brazil won, Germany 7.
Germany and Brazil would end up meeting in the semi-finals, and just like in real life, it's the Germans that would open the scoring only 20 minutes into this game. And suddenly doubts are starting to creep in. Are we about to see history repeat itself? The difference this time around is that Brazil can rely on a healthy Neymar to hopefully change the outcome of this game. And he wouldn't only score the game-tying goal before halftime, but he would beat Neuer for a second time with a perfectly placed shot, which would ultimately be the goal that would send Brazil to the finals against Argentina. And suddenly, we have a very interesting storyline. With Germany being eliminated in this reality, Messi will have another go at winning the 2014 World Cup. And as for Neymar, who's never won the World Cup with Brazil, will have the opportunity to do so as the host nation. Campagnaro to Mascherano. Gives the ball to Messi. Di Maria now. His pass is intercepted by Fernandinho, and Brazil go the other way. Dani Alves to Oscar, to Lucas, who gets through the Argentinian defenders. Has Neymar in front of him. Gets the ball to Neymar. Neymar gets past the defender. Shot taken, and it's top bins. Gives Brazil the lead in only 7 minutes. Zabaleta passes it to Mascherano, who lays it off to Villa. Argentina looking to create something here. Villa gets the ball to Rojo. And now Argentina are really starting to create something. Higuain with the ball. Messi to his right. Shut down by the defenders. He still gets it to Messi. And it's a massive save by Diego Alves. Marcelo keeps it in. Draws the foul on Di Maria. And he gets a yellow card. Fernandinho carrying the ball up the field for Brazil now. Looking for options. gets it to Lucas Moura. Has Dani Alves on his right, he gets it to him. Is he gonna cross it? He tries to get through Rojo and he doesn't. Rojo does well there, he shuts him down. Lavezzi, Argentina now looking to be on the counterattack. Messi finds Bilia. Doesn't have much support, but he does have Di Maria at the back post. Bilia, the cross is in. Di Maria's header is over the bar. 4 minutes left to play before the end of the first half. Brazil haven't done much since scoring their goal. Argentina definitely looked like the most threatening team, but can they find the equalizer before halftime? Campagnaro to Mascherano. Mascherano gets it to Bilia, who finds Higuain. Can Argentina get something done here? Goes back to Bilia, to Lavezzi. Lavezzi, his shot is saved by Diego Alves. David Luiz gets it out of the box, and that should be the end of the first half. Brazil hang on to a 1-0 lead thanks to this man right here. Here we go. Start of the second half, and Brazil start with the ball. Neymar gets it to Ramirez. Ramirez looking for options. Gets it to Marcelo, but he's fouled by Di Maria, who's already on a yellow. And that is going to be a red card in the World Cup finals for Di Maria. Massive mistake. So as you could imagine, Argentina wouldn't be able to change the outcome of this final. And just like in 2014, they'll have to watch another nation lift the World Cup. And as for Neymar, he finally gets to claim two things that have eluded him throughout his career: the World Cup and the Ballon d'Or, which he would be the rightful recipient this year. It's a good thing he already won one, because it's only going to get harder from here. And that's because while Neymar is in his prime right now, his overall will start to drop as he gets younger throughout the years. And with the 2023 season being Neymar's final season competing in Europe, he has a very small window to catch up to Messi and Ronaldo. And that window is about to get even smaller, because in the following season, Real Madrid would win the Champions League after having already won La Liga, and this year's Ballon d'Or winner would be awarded to none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. However, after a disappointing year for the legendary MSN trio, we would see all three of them bounce back in the following season. Notably Messi, who would have the more impressive season out of the three, with a 51-goal campaign, leading Barcelona to a domestic double and winning his 5th Ballon d'Or in the process. And that now brings us to Neymar's final season with Barcelona. So far, Neymar's had better individual stats in comparison to real life, but he's also won less trophies during his time here. However, he would save his best season for last, scoring 54 goals and 15 assists to win both domestic titles. And in the Champions League, 14 of those goals helped Barcelona top their group and get past Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals and Juventus in the semis, meaning that Neymar's final act with Barcelona will be in the Champions League finals against Real Madrid. And the obvious storyline here is Real Madrid wanting to prevent Barcelona's treble the same way Barcelona denied theirs a couple years ago. And you can look no further than Cristiano Ronaldo to open the scoring in the first 45 minutes to put Real Madrid up by 1.
Cristiano Ronaldo makes it 1-0 to Real Madrid.
And while that goal would keep them in the lead for the majority of the game, Barcelona would get on the scoreboard through none other than Neymar in the dying minutes of this game, not only keeping the treble alive, but setting us up for an exciting ending, where in the final minutes of the first half of extra time, Sergio Ramos would turn the ball over. Intercepted by Rakitic, backheeled by Suarez.
Neymar, does he finish it? Oh, that is sensational! Neymar! Wow!
And 15 minutes later, Barcelona would see this game out, and Neymar's final gift to the club is a treble-winning campaign, which would be followed a few months later with him walking up on stage to collect his 2nd Ballon d'Or. His career with Barcelona has been nothing short of successful, and you could argue that in this reality, Neymar has outperformed both Messi and Ronaldo during his time here. But that's in the past, and a now 24-year-old Neymar is looking to the future in Paris. The question isn't about league titles, because we all know that PSG won't have difficulty winning those. The focus will be on winning the Champions League with PSG, and unfortunately, that wouldn't be this year, as in the quarterfinals, they would run into Lewandowski and Bayern Munich, who had no difficulty beating them over 2 legs. So the only trophy Neymar is winning this year is a domestic title, because during the World Cup, while Brazil would beat Belgium in the quarterfinals in this reality, they would unfortunately fall to France in the semifinals and would keep history unchanged by going on to win the World Cup. And we might be getting closer to the end of seeing Neymar win major trophies like the World Cup and the Champions League. and that could be attributed to the fact that other players are starting to enter their prime, or rather a second prime for Ronaldo, who would manage to carry Juventus to a Champions League title this year, and the following 2 seasons would belong to Liverpool's trio of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Firmino, who would carry the English club to 2 consecutive Champions League titles. And even though PSG would fall short once again in the following season to the eventual winners, don't mistake these shortcomings for a lack of skill, because while Neymar is only 84 rated at the age of 19, he's still contributing significantly to the team's success. And now that Mbappe has developed into a world-class player, and PSG as a whole have gotten better with their recent signings, they would finally, after 6 long years of Neymar being with the club, defeat Manchester City to make it past the semi-finals for the very first time in club history.
It's a final time for focus and for contemplation. It's taken 9 months and in PSG's case 16 games to get here. It's a night that brings pressure and tension even to the best of them, but the reward is as good as it gets. Italian clubs have 12 wins, French clubs only 1. Inter have won it 3 times, PSG never before.
Inter attacking straight away. Di Marco, long ball to Lautaro Martinez. Has Lukaku in support. Lukaku gets it to Barella. Shot taken by Çalhanoğlu outside the box, and it's saved by Donnarumma. Good start by Inter. PSG are going the other way. Donnarumma's long ball hits Neymar. Neymar has Mbappe. Mbappe gives it back to Neymar. Neymar, still Neymar. To Mbappe, back to Neymar, saved by Onana, but he was offside. Messi with the ball, fouled by Çalhanoğlu. Referee plays the advantage. Hakimi gets it to Renato Sanchez, who's exchanging the ball with Messi. Messi has Mbappe in front of him. Mbappe gets the ball and finds the back of the net. PSG take the lead. Barella to Brozovic. Quick pass to Çalhanoğlu. Has Lukaku to his right. He doesn't go to him. Now he does with a beautiful through ball. Lukaku, his shot is saved by Donnarumma. Di Marco keeps it in play. Lautaro Martinez finds the back of the net with an off-angle shot, and this game is tied. Renato Sanchez up the field to Messi. PSG now on the counter-attack, looking for the go-ahead goal. What can Messi create here? Messi has Mbappe to his right, holds on to it, gets it to Vitinha. His shot is saved by Onana. Dumfries gets to it. Dispossessed by Neymar. Good pressure by Neymar. Gets it to Vitinha. Vitinha looking for options. Renato Sanchez shot saved by Onana. Great sequence by PSG, and they now have a corner. Messi swings it in. It's headed by Lucas Hernandez, and it's cleared by Darmian. PSG regained possession. Messi to Hakimi. Finds Neymar. He's onside, and he beats Onana. 19-year-old Neymar finds the back of the net in the Champions League finals. Neymar is now 30 minutes away from winning his last major trophy of this experiment. And after shutting down Inter a few times after taking the lead, the question is, can they stop them one final time? Inter have a little bit under 10 minutes left to find an equalizer. Lautaro to Lukaku, holds the ball and gets it back to Lautaro, who finds Di Marco. Inter looking dangerous here. Lukaku beats Donnarumma but does not beat the post.
It's history for Paris Saint-Germain. Finally they reach the end of the yellow brick road. Finally they can call themselves European champions. And finally they will get to hold the trophy that's become their holy grail.
After having now won a 3rd Champions League trophy, 1 World Cup, 2 Ballon d'Ors, and making the argument of being on par with both Messi and Ronaldo while all 3 were in their prime, it begs the question, what if Messi and Ronaldo didn't exist? Would Neymar have an even better career and become the greatest of all time? Click the video on the screen to find out.